Gosh, one account this morning. It feels so leisurely. Anyway. All right, let's take a look at things. What do we got going on here? Well, we got UB at both ends. That's fun. Okay. Wow. We had a poor low. Or did we? No. Well, I don't know, weak low, whatever. It's a tick off, it looks like. So wow, we had UB yesterday at the low, and overnight we came down to a tick off of it and didn't resolve it. Oh, that's entertaining. Huh. Look at that. Wow. And we got almost to the high as well with UB. So 2 days, or well, sessions, 2 sessions in a row with UB on both ends. Huh. That's curious. Okay. Well, that kind of doesn't tell me a whole hell of a lot. Just out of curiosity. Now I want to. Well, actually, how much time have I got? I got my usual 2 minutes. So all right, that's okay. Let's look at this and let's blow this up. And I want to zoom in so I can actually see what I'm looking at. Okay, so not that I'm an expert at TPO reading, but there's nothing about that one from yesterday that screams at me as interesting. Just out of curiosity overnight. Oh, wow. Good morning. Probably Frankfurt, I'm guessing. Something like that. I don't know. Whatever. Let's just not worry about that for now. And oops, where's my TPOs? There they are. All right, let's see. We've got a minute to go. We're opening, of course, near the highs. So at this moment, gun to my head, if I had to make a decision, I'm aiming long, but I'm not about to just jump in or anything. I'm going to wait and see because there's every reason that we could head lower first. So we got deltas are orderly overnight. We're above max delta. Okay. Buyers are in charge. Got a lot of aggressive buying right below me. Big chunk of it. So we usually start to bubble up. Usually we've already done it by now. Actually, it's a little late to the party today. Usually 30 seconds or so before it starts to really wiggle. Okay, now here it goes. Everybody's just a little slow on the uptake this morning. All right, and we're open. Bam. All right, heading lower. Okay. Okay, we had some absorption up at the top, 153 contracts up there. Kind of looks like it wants to head lower. Whoops. Well, okay, that's all right. I was off by a tick on my entry there. I got short 72.34. Do have these zero prints though. Okay, good. All right, still pushing. All right, still pushing. I'm going to go ahead and get a stop in there in case. Okay, give me a tick. That's fine. I just didn't like that it pushed the way I was looking, but it didn't continue. I think it's likely to. Yep, there it goes. Okay, great. So I'm short again, 72, whatever that is, 29. Another one of these push down and then So I don't love that, but I do like that the energy does push down. We're getting stabs down, exploring down, whatever you want to call it. There we go. That's the move I was looking for. And we got some UB down there. We left some zero prints. It filled one of them. All right. I'm looking for this to continue. I like the UB. Beautiful. Okay. Now price rejector. I'm going to protect a bit more. All right. We're still pushing. And UB. Good. Price rejector. I'll protect a little more. Okay. I'm out. All right. So $100 there. Nice price rejector there at the low. But we're not really seeing aggressive buying bringing us back up or anything like that. So, yeah, do we continue lower? We could. We absolutely could. We got overnight max delta down here. So there's some volume down there. We've got the bulk of the volume from the last 2 sessions down here, 71.80-ish. So, okay. And now we're looking like we want to push lower, but one contract price rejected there. That's a really, I mean, one contract. It doesn't get any smaller than that for a orderly bottom there. So let's see what it wants to do though. Anything more out of this? We certainly could, but it's just stalled out. You have a nice high volume bulge down here. High volume, given we've been open for not even 3 minutes. I like that it's sneaking downwards, though. I'm gonna throw on a short if it can push lower. And there's some UB. Okay, great. If it pushes lower at 72.12, I'll be short. There I am. I'm short 72.12. We got UB there, and I'm looking for it to push lower. And in deltas here, pushing lower. 72.12 is pushed. There we go. And push lower, please. I want to get a stop in. Still got UB down there. It's just not doing it quite yet, but I do believe it will. Here it goes. There we go. All right, I'm going to get my stop in. Let's see what we get. Again, it's the same thing. Kind of a weak. Okay, here we go. We're getting some follow through, though. Protect another tick. Let's see if we can actually get some up and move here. We're at max delta overnight right now, and it's stalling out pressure. Okay, UB, good. And still got UB down there. I'm going to back off my protection. There we go. Now it's a price rejector. I'm going to tighten up again. And UB again. I'm going to back off. Okay. Let's keep playing this game. And there we go. More UB. Come on. Keep pushing. Back off a little. There we go. Oh, boom. That's what I was looking for, and I'm out. All right. Great. So $330 added to my funded account. I'm happy with that. That was a period, and it's just suddenly gotten crazy. Did leave some UB, but we had some wicked aggression on that move down. So, I don't see any reason to need to chase this right now, given that it has just gotten a little, bonkers. I'm very, very happy with that for an A period result. So I'm just going to sit tight and call that A period. And we'll see what B and C periods bring for me on my next setups. So take a look at the chat. Jeff was scalping long because, of course. Cool. All right. So with that, I'm going to take a sip of tea. Before it has gone completely cold. All righty. Oh, he was before the open. Yes. Okay, got it. Yeah, I was good. I mean, I know you're totally capable of counter trend scalping or whatever you want to call it. It's not really trend, but you know what I mean. But to have done it against that push down would have been super, super crazy impressive. Like, how the hell would you counter trend that move down? But yeah, pre-open, that makes sense. Nice. Well, hopefully any of you who are trading CL managed to catch a little bit of that. And, it's easy for me to look at this and I see UB there. That looks really tasty. We could still trade towards it. Technically, the setup is still valid, right? We haven't gotten to the overnight low or the overnight high. It's just up there. So, I could still trade, right? I could still go. I could still play. There's still opportunity, etc. But $330 with no stress. Did I even have any MAE? I'm not even sure I had any MAE on that, or if I did, it was like a tick or two. Let me take a look here. Let's see what we did. Oops. Let's see. Go to non-sim. Wait, non-sim? Yeah, it should be non-sim. Oh, I'm in the wrong account. That would do it. I need to be in, what's the account? 5, 6. That one. Too many accounts. There we go. So what was my MAE? $40, $20, $30. So really tight MAEs. I'm pleased enough with this result that I just see no sense in even giving myself the chance to give any of it back. I do like this aggression down. I do think it could be played, but I just don't. I just don't want to. I don't want to give anything back. I've really found a mental shift in myself around that. I've heard Lee's words about opportunity to lose money enough times, and frankly, I'm just tired of losing money. I've done it enough. I've had more than enough practice at losing money. And I don't feel like practicing that particular drill any longer. So I find I'm much more hesitant if I get a really quick, easy, nice trade or a couple of trades, 3 trades, whatever, like I did there. I just don't want to give it back. I don't want to even take the chance that I might. So I'd rather sit tight, wait for the next period, and see if there's anything else I like. And if I had my trade copier going, of course, and I was running it on here, then this is a funded account, so I'm not going to be. I don't have 5, 6 funded accounts or whatever. But on my evals, if I was running this in an eval and I had my copier going, I'd be done for the day. That'd be that, because that in an eval across 5 accounts or whatever. Why would you ever risk screwing that up? That's P&L high for the day. Leave it there. So that is that, as they say. Now, I would like to figure out what went so sideways with my copier. Think about how to look at that. I need to do to fix that. I had to roll back my Sierra version because there's a bug in their new Rhythmic implementation that they have not fixed yet. So that's when the wheels fell off, is when I rolled back. So that might actually be the problem. Think about that for a second. How can I check that? Well, I know what I could do. Let's do this. I could, well, actually, hang on. How big are you? Come on, give me the pop-up. You're not going to do it. All right, screw it. Do it this way. You are, oh my gosh, you are 52 gigabytes. Good Lord. Oh, wait a minute. I know why that is. It's because it downloaded 1 second data for some ridiculous reason. Yeah, I need to clear. I got a lot of crap floating around here. I should probably just nuke it all and let it re-download. Make sure I don't nuke something I don't mean to. Skid files, they're all skid files. Okay, cool, gone. Now, how big are you? 20 gigs. Good Lord. Oh, backups. Probably that's why. No? Well, maybe. Those are small files. My data folder. No, it's all in my data folder. Yeah, so, all right. 41 megabytes. What? How can I have? Oh, market depth data. Yep, that'll be why. There they are. Okay, let's nuke all of you. Don't care. In fact, you know what? I should just nuke it all. Just going to re-download it anyway. Don't really care. All right, there we go. Now, how big are you? 2 gigabytes. Much better. Let's duplicate you. All right, talking to yourself is the first sign of serious mental illness. Well, then I have been seriously mentally ill my entire life. So, and if you've always been that way, is it actually mental illness? Or is the rest of the world crazy? I prefer to think the rest of the world is crazy. Which, judging from recent events, it pretty much is. All right. Almost done there. There we go. All right. This is my copy. So what I'm going to do, let me think about the best way to do this. Let me do this. Let me open this one. Well, actually, hang on. This is called updated. So I should keep this one updated because this is the point to this one is it's supposed to be the current updated version. So let's do this. We're gonna cancel. Actually, no, I think I have to do it from within Sierra. Yeah, I'll let it open. All right, close, help, download current version. Yes, all right, I'm gonna update to the current version. Oh, in fact, actually, I want to update to the current pre-release version. There we go. I am curious, so let's just see what's going on. Yeah, see, still has not moved. This is what I was talking about. This is why I just, over time, I've just gotten this sense of when I don't want to play anymore. And it's because of this. This is exactly what happens. And this has bit me so many times. I'll see UB here at the low and we're pushing down and we're going to get there. So I've got to get short and I'll be just trying to get short and trying to get short and trying to get short. And it just won't do it. And yeah, it might eventually, but my eagerness gets the better of me. And I chase and I chase and, they don't work right away. And I don't wait. I'm not patient. I mean, it'd be one thing like if I was going to wait for a zero print front run or something up here at the top of the edge of the volume bulge or something like that, which in fact, oh, look at that. That's where it got to. So there you go. It got right to the edge. Did not fill in the zero prints. So, I like the move down. I like the idea that there's continuation energy to the downside at some point. But, you'd have to get in up here. If you're going to get short, it's got to be up here near the edge. And my eagerness would have got me probably trying to lean on this delta here at 71.45 ish. I'd have been probably leaning on min delta at 71.85 ish. Might have been leaning on these deltas here at 71.89 ish. Et cetera. Whereas really the thing to do is to wait, and if you're gonna get a good entry here. Or the thing I've been doing is you guys have seen me doing this more lately. I'm really liking the idea of stopping in if I think there's a structurally sound reason to continue. Whereas if we get past this level here, if we break the UB, then I think it means that the next leg of this push is underway and we could go zooming all the way down through this thin area, maybe down to at least, this edge here, like 71.27, something like that. So I'll use a stop order to get me in if we get some aggression to the downside. But I don't want to do anything in the middle. I don't want to scalp. I don't want to go for ticks. I don't want to drill. I just don't want to play in the middle. I want to either play up here at these zero prints, at this edge, or I want to play down here at this edge, or ledge. Really, it's the session ledge if it can break lower. And other than that, I don't want to touch it. But right now, again, with $330 or whatever from my first couple of trades, I just don't want to take the opportunity to give it back.
Are you breaking things, JVC?
Well, Sierra's fixing things. Actually, I realized I re-downloaded the latest pre-release and it's not posted as existing on their website. But sure enough, they have incremented one version that fixed the bug that I found in their new Rhythmic implementation. So I get price data that's usable now.
Oh, cool.
So, hey, Christmas miracle. Sierra fixed a bug. Other than that, yes, I'm breaking things. So,
what have you been doing on CL?
What did I do on CL? CL was nice. It's in my other account. CL. Oops, wrong copy. Where are you, Sierra? There you are. CL, I caught 3 lovely trades to the downside on the way down and got $300 out of it. So,
very nice.
Was happy to stop there. Oh, we got back to the zero prints, it looks like. Or did we? Yep, we did. We got most of them. There was a big pile of zero prints here, and it filled in most of them, but not quite all. And then it continued south. So yeah, that's what I was looking at. It's like you had to get in somewhere up here. If you could do that, that made sense for a possible continuation somewhere lower. And it did it. That was potentially a really sweet trade. But like, again, I just didn't want to. I went on a little soapbox about not wanting to take the opportunity to give any of my money back. So I just didn't want to play anymore because I liked the $300 I got with no fuss, no muss, quickly in 2 minutes, and was just happy to be done. So
very good. I think for me this morning, because it's inventories, I'm not going to be looking at the B2A. I'm only going to look at ES. So
I am making you the host. if you could please kick me co-host status again, because it takes it away, because Zoom.
There we go. Right, I'll get my screen.
Fabulous. Go for it. Screen share is yours.
Yes, you. Cool. Let's get Spotlight on. I've got a drawy thing. So, as I was saying, I'm not going to look at CL because it's Wednesday. Simple as that. Inventories, I don't want to play. So I'm going to be looking at ES in terms of overnight. So the bottom of overnight has a reasonable price rejector on it. Interesting, we've got a big positive delta going on right here where we're trading at 90. We've had a little push down actually. The top of overnight also has a price rejector, stopped short of some arbitrary horizontal line from a few days back on the way up. How did we play out overnight? So we opened, we went down, we went up through Asian times, kept going. Shouldn't be surprising. The top of yesterday's day session didn't look especially robust. Just shy of 12.5 at whatever that is, some boundary. Who cares? It's a horizontal line on a chart. So we're going to open somewhere nearer the low than the high, but the bottom is quite robust. There's yesterday's TPO, whatever it is, with some big positive delta sits at 85, big negative delta sits below at 83.5 from yesterday's day session. Kind of open-minded. The delta's the wrong way around on the overnight session, so I'm mindful of that. Too balanced on each side to call. What's quite interesting on the daily, if we just look at that, it traded up overnight. There were some stops that triggered as well. That's in line with, okay, we traded through some previous stops from about 4 or 5 days ago overnight, and we've since come back down. So in terms of thinking about scenarios, what could occur? We get down to the big delta areas, 85, 83.5 from yesterday. If we get that close, I'd think maybe we tease the overnight low. We have got, let's see, our delta's the wrong way round. We pushed strongly through 0.2 with 0 print on the pullback. We got price rejection at the top. Yeah, the overnight's balanced, but we're towards the bottom of it. In terms of profile shape, well, top of the range is about 5, something like that. Yeah, don't really want to call it. I'm going to wait and see what happens. Okay, so we've opened pretty strongly. Look how we reacted at 90 at that big positive delta from overnight. So NQ's breaking its lows. What's correlation like? NQ's down, everything else is mildly up. RTY, YM kind of not doing a thing. It's being led by NQ right now. I'm not going to play yet. Look how that was holding at 90. Okay, it's gone through it. NQ's driving, everything else is going down. So this looks like if we are going to break something, it's going to be the overnight low. But now the question is how to join in. Little mini volume nose here, maybe 98.75 is an opportunity. Not really feeling any great rush to join in, to be frank. Okay, not a price rejected there. Let's join in on the way down. Wow, hello. So I got taken in by a stop. I'm going to get out ahead of the low. We left some 0 prints. The delta's still the wrong way round. I will protect this because that was a big sweep, wasn't it? My exit hasn't gone in. Come on. Feel me. Thank you. Fine. So there was A2 overnight. That was quite quick. Quite enjoyed that entry. I may make a note for JVC just to extract that entry because that was funny, just putting a stop in and then boom. So that was, it was between 8:30 and 8:31.
So you stopped into the short?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. I commented on that during my session as well. Is that's something I've been doing more and more lately? As I really like when there's a clear structural reason to take the trade and go that direction. Yeah. I'll wait until it shows that it's going to blast through and then It's just
I
sweet.
think what we'll do, JVC, I'm noting here, it's breached the overnight low by a tick. We haven't got a price trajectory at the bottom yet. But I want to be super strict in these sessions on I am trading the setups during this time window, and we've caught A to overnights. Now I'm going to wait for B to A and see what plays out. If there's anything that really jumps out, I might take it. There's zero prints here, but I'm trading here a new very tiny account. I'm trading micros, not minis, even though the P&Ls and minis. I want to treat this one really carefully and cautiously. So this is as much as anything a monkey training exercise and a demonstration that monkeys can be trained. So what I think we'll do, if we extract, say, the first couple of minutes of that video, then we'll put some annotation on it, because my reason for entry, there wasn't a price trajectory at the bottom. And I thought, we can potentially get out at that price trajectory. We just shot through there anyway. And then the movement, I thought, okay, that's a strong enough sweep to get us down to the overnight low. But we'll put a couple of pauses in and we'll show kind of, A to overnight, predicted price trajectory, entering on a stop, and we'll start to build these out. So what is going on now? It's going back the other way. We don't have a price trajectory at the top either, 206 versus 239. But I'm going to try and entertain you for the next 26 and a half minutes with stream of consciousness from what I see. Nothing else. What are your plans, JVC? You're staying on this session?
I am going to stick around. I will probably turn the volume way down. It'll be faintly in my ear, so if I hear my name or something, I'll know to perk up and check in. But I am going to figure out what I did to my copier this morning to make it not work anymore. I'm sure it's something stupid related to switching to the rhythmic thing. So.
Could be. Just sourcing out a couple of things. Cool. So, and for today, quite frankly, I'm happy. Catching that. Where was I? It was about $62. So, what was that trade in the end? That was quite a decent move. Show order fills. Where did we get to? Hello. Trade. It's not showing order fills because of how I've got it set up. Okay, that was decent. So look, we got a price trajectory at the top of the pullback near the big negative delta. A bit late in recognizing that. So we don't have a price trajectory at the low. It's tempting to nibble back in. We traded up to within a tick of the open. There's a contested level here. I'll try it. So I'm entering short on the basis the pullback top is a price trajectory. One tick below that big negative delta, aggressive selling, which is also where we opened. And the low hasn't given us price trajectory. So I'm going to get out at 81 and a quarter. Maybe punished for this. I'm doing it. This is almost a blink kind of thing from the inflection. Top of the range. I was really late on the entry. I'd much rather got in around the contested level, but I wanted to put this on to express the idea. If we get above, I'd say 91 and a quarter, I'll absolutely get out. But I'm playing this on the basis that the low has not shown itself to be low enough, 48 versus 58. So I think we will ultimately get back down there. It was a crappy entry up here. Yeah, that was really late. I'd have much rather got in around 89 and a half. But look, RTY is about to break the overnight low. YM's on the way down. Even I can't see NQ's trading, but the liquidity is pushing down, so everything else must be on the way down. I think this will be okay. But because it was a crappy entry, I'm not going to rush to protect it. But I'm not going to scale into it to improve it. Yeah, look, RTY's just broken the low. YM's on its way. I think we'll get paid on this. I expect around 85. It might get stuck on the deltas. Now, I'm not even thinking, how much further could it go? I'm happy to get out at the point that could stop it if it resolves itself. I'll be past the volume. But my logic here is it's got to trade at 81 in order for this 46 on the offer to be larger than 58. So it has to trade through 81 and a quarter in order to get to 81. I'll be filled at 81 and a quarter on this idea. Okay, so now 3 points away. Now I'm happy to protect it. And if that stop gets taken out, then, fine, I'm not going to chase this as an idea, this kind of bonus. I think we're okay. YM's still got to break the overnight low. What am I talking about, the overnight low? That's its low. It's RTY that broke it. Next thing I'll be calling them by different names. Okay, we should be all right. Hopefully it's my logic on the exits making sense to you all about why I'm choosing to exit here. It's a level where I can be filled as part of a pattern that will emerge or may emerge. Yeah. So I'll be part of the volume that results in the emergence of that pattern. MQs, there we go. Let's kill that stop. So there's an extra bonus trade at no extra cost on today's session. Now I really must stop doing anything.
Yeah, what I did yesterday was just no trade, but just discuss what I see and talk about it to keep Monkey feeling like it's engaged in doing something, but not actually put anything at risk. And it was a good exercise. It was good,
Absolutely.
good practice.
I think the key on that JVC is, if you're confident in it and it's, structurally sound and you like it, then why not take it? But if you're going to be exploring, then absolutely do it in sim. And it's a good balance between this could be an opportunity, this could be an opportunity, this could be an opportunity. This is stuff to do in sim. Yeah, and actually I'd contend it maybe doesn't bring much to people watching. Let's show you how not to do it. Well, no.
Yeah. And I don't even think it brings much to me. That's why I don't like to do it in sim, is it just because then, of course, when it works out, Monkey starts to think, see, you should do that more.
But this particular trade, I took this short. I wasn't looking heavily for another opportunity. So it was let's call it a quasi blink. Yeah. I was mindful of the condition at the low of regular trading out, seeing it wasn't a price trajector, but it could be. So I knew I had an interesting exit. As I watched how we had traded back up to sort of 89, 89 and a half, I saw we had a price trajectory at the top of the pullback. It was, the big negative delta has moved down since then, but it was at the open, I think, or one tick above the open. So I noticed that on the volume distribution around here, this range, say 89 down to about 88, sorry, 86. The screen's a long way away and the text is small. I was kind of interpreting, okay, price rejector, one tick below the big delta, one tick below the open, and the low isn't looking especially low enough. Not a bad idea for a short. It was a crappy entry. I was about 6 or 8 ticks off the optimum entry, which would have been the contested level. But I thought, why not? I've got some realized P&L from that nice A2 overnight. I wasn't putting it all at risk. So I thought, let's risk some of the realized P&L on this extra idea. So, I built a business case. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But now I'm absolutely doing nothing. 297 absorbed is reasonable. Just need to check if my MBO is working. I've been tuning up this platform a little bit this morning. Playing with new accounts and Rhythmic and stuff like that. I'm not seeing any there, but that can also be my filtering. And I'm not, oh yeah, there, okay, MBO is working. Fine, good. What site? This is an account I've just opened at Ironbeam. And their portal is totally real time. I'm getting live balances apart from commission if I pull up an account statement, which is really quite nice.
That is. Wow.
Yeah. It looks, and the format of the report looks like something from 1970s. It's all in Courier
Of course
and
it does.
monospaced, but I can live with that. It gives me faith that that's how they're cutting the paper statement. But literally trade by trade, it's going on for P&L, which is nice.
I feel like there's some law about the font and typesetting they're allowed to use for statements because AMP's statements look like that too.
Oh, they've all invested 30 years ago and nothing's changing. Oh, it's screen scraping. It's possibly doing that.
Mm.
It's running on old mainframes. Yeah, and that tray is amazing. It's gone in. They haven't taken the commission off, but literally I can log into the account portal and I've got a real-time statement of the balances, which is nice because the platform isn't always that great at doing it.
Yep. I mean, the source of truth is the broker. So,
yeah. So the statements as of yesterday, but the overview is as of today. So yeah, I quite like Ironbeam. We'll be talking about brokers a bit more into the new year. Preferential rates, things like that. Okay, so I think the daily's quite interesting. We've gone up. Let's have a look at the top overnight again. It's top overnight. It's a reasonable price trajectory as we poked the nose through those legacy stops. And we know the all-time high is an especially good high. NQ's going much the same. God, this is like deja vu from about 2 months ago. Everything's about the same shape, but YM and RTY are in the middle. And ES and NQ are a little bit higher. So I'm cautiously bullish, whatever that means, without getting wedded to it. But we'll wait and see. Okay, only 15 more minutes of fluff I've got to talk about till we can look at B2A.
go make some tea. I think I just found what I broke. Yay.
So some decent absorption there at 90 on the way up. So yeah, that's interesting. That's where we came down from. We've got absorption of 300 lots, give or take, at the low, 78.75. It's tried to be held again at 90 on this pullback from the low. That second move down. I think we're going to break up through that. The story there for me is, we've gone back up there. Someone's really trying to hold it. Parenthesis for now. So if you're feeling aggressive, I think it's interesting around the big negative delta from pullback 86.5-ish. Midpoint is 86. Haven't really been watching the price action since then, but I think we are going to dance around and maybe break up. And of course, we don't have a price trajectory at the top. So 92.75 is an interesting place to get out. Let's get an order in there. The question is where to get in, but I've got no issue putting this order in early for my potential B2A. Yeah, if I don't find I've got an opportunity to get long before that, fine, I can kill it. It's interesting down here, 86.5, but 15 minutes to go. I'm not in any great rush. YM is still dancing around the lows. I wouldn't want to get in on, B to A 15 minutes ahead of time and then frankly carry the stress of, what's going on. If I get up near where this exit is, then I can always kill it. I'm not even that actively looking for an entry right now, because I think we're just bouncing around. There is a nice range here from, say, 86 upwards, but we could easily spend 10 minutes bouncing around within it, and I don't want to get long and sit in the trade for that long. But, I've pulled the pin on the grenade with this exit. Okay, watching NQ. If NQ, well, look, RTY is starting to dance around close to its highs. NQ is getting there. YM is holding its lows. If we break through the open and turn up with any strength, could potentially join at market. I don't really want to speculatively get in around 86. It's too early, too aggressive for my liking. But I'm very mindful of what NQ is doing near the high and what RTY is doing near the high. If they pop up, then I may well join at market if we break out of this range. Okay, NQ's gone, RTY's gone, I'll try it. Risks, okay, I'm wrong at around 86, but I'd actually add to that idea then. So I've joined this purely based on the fact that NQ and RTY have started to head up. We've got to bust through 90. So again, far from an optimal entry if you're wanting to kind of slingshot it. The big absorption there, they're still going up. Come on, that's going to pop if we get through that. Someone's really trying to hold it. I'll protect that just in case. Okay, I got a tick out of it. So I'm still watching the other two. There needs to be a trigger for us to get up. And this is why I wouldn't want to hold it forever. Yeah. Be nice to get in around 86, 87. RTY is still going. NQ isn't. It is now. Let's try how to guess in. Yeah, not yet. So just trying to see what's holding NQ and RTY back. Look, why hasn't gone yet? Oh, look at this absorption. Well, there we go. Let's get rid of that. I've missed the opportunity there. It went through some aggression. You saw some zero print around 90. Oh, how to get in. Awkward. Okay, so I've missed opportunities to take this idea, but look, the 206 is still less than 239. Yeah, I've missed it. But you saw how the idea played out. Now we've got a price rejector. Yeah, then boom, there we go. But yeah, there's some really meaty absorption there. So we have gone down, broken the overnight low, gone all the way back, and now we're having an up day, and everything's correlated. So we've paused there at the midpoint of overnight. That's why I mark them on the axis with a price rejector. So now we really will sit back and see what happens for B2A. And our deltas are the right way around now. And look, we've got a really balanced profile, a bit long and thin, but really, really balanced. Hopefully it's clear how I was watching NQ, this dome here, and RTY, this dome here, to lead me into what was happening on ES. Okay, we've got 10 minutes to go. What else could play out then today? So where we got to 96.5, that's a tick below the midpoint of overnight. Can only be coincidence, yeah. We have a price rejector at the, no, we don't have a price rejector at the low, sorry, we've got, okay, so this is interesting. We've got reasonable, 300 isn't massive. We've got reasonable absorption at the low. We have a price rejector at the high, one tick below the overnight midpoint, which gets me thinking about B2A being to the downside now. Yeah, I didn't rush to enter this short, but once again, we've got a price rejector in context of something structural. Everything else still moving up though. Yeah, if no, it's not. Scratch that. We're going to break that and move further up because look at how RTY is heading up now. NQ is having another push up. YM's going up. We're going up somewhere. It's just stops on NQ at the top. It's going to go again. We don't have a price rejector. There can be a little pop. Look at the negative delta here at 95.5. Yeah. Nice chunk of negative delta down at the bottom of the pullback, 93.25 upwards. Not a price rejector though. It's sort of grabbing its breath, but okay, now it's fallen a price rejector at the top, but I think we're going to pop through this. So thinking ahead to B periods. No, it's too early. Let's not do that. We've put this little distribution in here now between high 96.5 down to 94.5, 94.25. Oh, look at that. Some aggression on the way down. Zero prints on the pullback, 93.25 downwards. There could have been an asymmetrical trade back to the low. But this level 90 is important, yep, because that's what we popped through with that massive absorption, 3,000 lots or so. And that's interesting. That related to the overnight big positive delta as well. NQ is getting all kind of schizophrenic at the moment. I have a new little contextual chart here where all the grey lines at the top left of my screen are basically inflection points and trying really, 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 really hard to only trade in proximity to those inflection points. I should maybe move it above this dome. But sometimes, the volume at price makes things very clear. Okay, so YM's heading back to its lows. That's interesting. I say interesting. JVC's got his visitors.
Excuse me. I actually didn't realize I was unmuted. You're lucky you didn't get to hear me sitting here muttering to myself.
So it would have been a nice asymmetrical trade down from that idea I had around the midpoint, overnight midpoint, trade short. I think that would have been decent short for sure. So I think we've got a zero print somewhere in the middle of yesterday's day session. I can just see it on the daily chart at around 46.36. Yeah, there, 38. is zero print. That's interesting. And the range yesterday, it was big up day, 95 down to, say, 110 points. So 55 off 95-ish would take us to 40. That's at 38. So if we retraced about half of yesterday's full range, that zero print would come into play. Isn't that an interesting idea? And the top of the session has turned around with a price rejector at the midpoint of the overnight session. So it could be interesting, get decent entry on the B2A. Could be interesting to think what will happen during the day. And is a retracement of half of yesterday a possibility? That's an interesting idea. So what I'd potentially do is use B2A to fund that idea, or even be mindful of initial balance break, but potentially leave one on all day, thinking about the possibility of a break to the downside to make that 38 level potentially come into play. Looking at the shape on the daily chart, I mean, we got up to some pattern recognition horizontal line, and just double checking the top of overnight did give us a price rejector, only just 59 versus 52. But yeah, maybe there's plausibility to us going down. So these are the kind of things where, I'll consider a kind of set and forget trade during the day. If I can get a decent entry, and the top would have been a really good entry. We'll see what happens on B2A. Potentially I'll do it with 2 lots. Same, I might do initial balance break with 2 lots if I think it's going to the downside. Take one off at the ledge, and then at that point I would move the second lot to kind of break even and just monitor it on a sort of low energy way during the day. We'll see. Okay, B period's about to open. A little range here in the pullback. More excess at the top than the bottom because we're below the midpoint. Yeah, so I think B2A is going to go to the downside. Let's just wait for B period to open and see. There might be a quick entry. I think H6 is interesting, top of this little volume node. So let's have a look. Okay, we've got to the top of that node. I'm watching the top of B period for any clues, so I'm glad I didn't go in at market. That would have been too aggressive. If we stay below the midpoint, we've got more excess at the top than the bottom. Well, if we stay below there, let's see if there's any sign of a turnaround. We've got the big positive delta above us at 90. So I'm watching the top of B period. It's cleaner than what's going on in the pullback. If there's any signs of possible entry. We've got 83.5 down to 78.5-ish. So 5 points of excess. There we go. Let's try it from that price rejector. We'll put one on. If it continues to move down, we'll put another one on. I'm fine with that. Fine. So I'm going to take one off ahead of the break. We'll just front run that big liquidity, let's say 80.50. The other one I am going to take all the way down at 38, where that zero print is, which I can't see here, which is annoying. Where was that zero print on the daily? There we go. 38. So let's say 38.5. I'll put a buy order in. Thank you. That's my bonus trade for the day. Then once, hello MBO, 67.25, weird number. If this fills, then I will move the other one to break even. I'm going to protect this though. You can always get back in at the big positive delta. It's a bit sweepy. I haven't looked at the others yet to check this idea. I I think I'm okay. Yeah, nice. I want to see everything else start to plummet, to drag but now I'm in sort of set and forget mode, certainly on the second lot. I like this idea. I mean, if this does get stopped out, then I might look to continue the idea if I can get a better entry. Let's just see what's holding us up here. Now, the bottom of B period looks okay. It's the bottom of this range. We need everything else to go down. That's going to get filled. Maybe not. So it'd been nicer to be shorter around 89.5, whatever. That's slow. 89.5, even 90. Yeah. Might try this again. Let's see what the others are doing. Yeah, we'll do it again. Yeah, handled. Fine. So this way we got stuck last time around 86, but the bottom of B period, I mean, it's not showing any reason to not go lower. Still liking this idea. I may start to scalp around this now. No, we'll wait. If he's moving a bit slower, I'd have considered putting one more on around 88.5, 89. I'm guessing out around 86. I don't want to use that size yet. Okay, RCY is pushing down, NQ is pushing down. I think we're okay on the idea. Yeah, NQ is really pushing down. Okay, we're through the big delta now. Just bottom of the range. We'll protect it again. Basis that don't want to lose money. It's going to get filled because it was a crappy entry. Fine, we can always get us in again. Lean on that big delta. Looking for some downward movement in everything else. And again. Yeah, it's holding at the moment, but I think the structural idea is okay. Just got to get that out of this range. And look, we have a price trajectory loss on the pullback as well. So MBO here, 85. Just need the selling energy to come in. Going to continue trying this idea until I really get the sense that something's changed. So here I'm happy to put one more on there and I will get out at the bottom of the range. But, you know, anything could change. Look at NQ, it's heading up. But we still have got more excess TPO wise. Let's see, 91.25 up to 96.25. Ooh, 5 points and 83, 78. It might be teasing me. That price rejector goes, I'm going to change my mind very quickly. We're really balanced. Okay, energy's heading down again in the others. Q's, yeah, they're all pushing down. So that was a little tease, I think. Yeah, this changes though, and if the price rejector breaks, then I think we're going to break the high. Yeah, I think we're okay now. So that selling aggression started to come in. Thank you. Got to get through that big negative delta. Yeah. Oh, there's a bit of work. I'm exhausted. So I think we're going to be okay on B2A. My exit's here because of the liquidity is 80. There's nothing that special about it. Let's protect this again. Now, if this goes, we continue down, I'll be thinking that I've potentially for the rest of the day got a nice core short position. I'll be monitoring the potential exit around 38, but I may still play the initial balance break because if we keep going down then the energy, my thoughts would be we might break the initial balance to the downside. So I'd play around with that idea. Yeah, we've got to get there first. We need our B2A. Come on. Rushing. It's bottom of NQ. Okay, so look, NQ is pretty close to the low now. YM's heading to the low. And they're being held, but I think the structural idea is okay. And the entry is reasonable. I'm not mad about it. Average position price being in the middle. I could get taken out. So I'd say, and it could easily get back to 87, 87 and a quarter, even the midpoint. But, if it does, it does. I can always try and get back in if I still think the idea is good. 1,000 lots just got absorbed on the pullback there. So 85 is a level. That jumped out at me and the pullback on the 30-minute, but we're seeing these. Oh, there we go. I'll keep the exits in place. I still like this idea of a short. So we got back up to that 86 kind of level, top of this little distribution here. Yeah, we'll try one initially. And we'll try one again. So it's given us price stretch at the bottom of B, but the excess is certainly at the top, not the bottom right now. There we go. There's a nice little pop through 85 where the absorption has been. The others aren't playing along yet. So actually there, it looks like, ES is kind of a lead at this moment. There'd be some nice scalping on ES if you're of that mind and you were quick. Again, I'm not rushing to protect this yet. I would add to it around 86, 87 before I abandon the idea. Once this fills, then I'd certainly protect it. But I think it's still an idea that's worth trading around at the moment. Happy. I'll put one more on up here, 86.5. That gets filled, and get that, say 82 3/4, where it's not exhausting yet, but we're down towards the bottom of that range. If I get a little bit nervous, I can always drag that up and take the profit. Yeah, it's challenging us around 85, isn't it? About 85 is really in play. YM's heading down, and Q is, they're all trying to push down. Okay, we've got through 85. No, we haven't got through 85. But it keeps sticking its nose down there. So let's look at the deltas on B period to immediate rotation. See if they're shifting. Oh, you're teasing me. So I'm looking at this cluster of 4 deltas here up to the midpoint. Still think we're okay. Okay, so it's NQ that had a little run up. YM is still down there. There's an MBO up there at 90. So we actually got back a decent amount into that range. I'm still happy with this. I don't like the price action particularly, but I'm still happy with the idea. Look how thin it is. Yeah, double digits. That's why I don't like the price action. RCY going to turn down again. Going to get a good push. No, YM's heading to the low. Need to see YM get through 18. Come on. YM is getting really close. NQ isn't yet. We're still bouncing around. Come on. CYM is creeping down. RCY is hanging about the open. So I'm mindful, circumstances could change, but I'm happy to stick with this idea of more excess at the top than the bottom right now. We're on a wavy chart. Oh, okay, this is a 1 minute chart. We can see, kind of ebb and flow in a downwards range. Very scalpable. And we're going to have another try. He's heading down to the extent I need to scroll the dome. Okay, this is this now, I think. YM's following. RTY didn't really go anywhere above 60.5. Let's see if this push is going to get us there. No, not yet. Come on, we just want everyone to puke at the same time. Everyone to go. Bleh. Okay, so YM, just mindful, RTY is above its open now. YM is getting close to its open. Could we have a change in thinking, just looking at YM? I really don't think so, but I'm open to it. MQ's heading back down. And the little pullbacks up are quite strong on NQ. RTY is creeping up. That's interesting. I really want to see RTY get below the open and stay below the open. Okay, NQ's having another push down. YM's having another push down. RTY just crept down towards it and just bounced back briefly. So really my line in the sand, absolutely the big delta. But I want to see what happens on YM around the open. I was going to scalp out the third one around 85, but I was a bit slow. So I'm looking at YM in case anything changes. So big delta in A period is 90. We've got it there. Let's just see. It's top of the range, some stops. That price rejects goes, I'm absolutely out. So YM got near the top of its range, but that's held. RTY. RTY is the oddity at the moment. Okay, it's teased us above that big delta. Getting ready to get flat if this changes. I don't want to add another one to it up here because I've already got 3 in this position. It's why I'm in the big delta that's making me think now. We haven't reached that price reject, so we're playing that big positive delta. So we've still got price rejection at the bottom, at the top of B that's held. YM's heading down now, and Q's having another push down. I think we're okay on the idea. Look, it's coming down again to some energy. RTY is the awkward one. NQ and YM pushing down. That's the level where we had big absorption again. Q is down on the day, just turned negative. RTY is, tell you what, RTY is having a go. And price reject's going to go, so I've hit flat. Are we going to break the top? The excess at the bottom is 81.75, 78.25. So it's about 3. We've got to get a reasonable way above there in order to get lower. I still like the idea of a short, but I could be wrong. Could go either way. The RTY is heading towards its high. We're going to break the top, I think. I think it's RTY that's going to lead us there. No, I'm wrong. If the pullback at the bottom goes, then I may size into this again. It could be RTY needs to break its high and then we'll turn around. YM's heading back down. Going to try one more. There's this 0 print just above 90. Look, YM's on the way down. Yeah, okay. It's taken a long time, B period. Maybe the B period isn't actually going to give us anything, but we maybe get a quick initial balance break in C period. And the stats on when it occurs very much favor C period and D period. Now, what will be interesting, if B period breaks it and we stay down at the low, so if B period breaks the low of A, we stay down there, the initial balance break could be wicked quick. If we break the low, but look, I think RTY is going to break its high and then turn around. That could be the trigger for us to go down. Or it could drag everything else up. Oh dear. Let's see. Let's watch RTY as it goes up here. There's some liquidity around 70. And YM is still staying down and Q is down. depending on what happens with RTY, I may add one more on if I see RTY turn down. And I think what I'll do, because we're coming up to the end of the session for B period, we'll just stay into the open of C period, and we'll see whether B to A happens in B period or whether it's an initial balance break that's going to be quick. And then we'll wrap it up. Let's see something break. Look at RTY. So YM's heading down. It could be a good short, asymmetric short in RTY. Yes, Alfredo. So I don't really look at LRCs much or at all. Yeah, I want to play the big picture and the volume ranges. I much prefer defining the range out of the profile. Okay, so that YM's about to break the low. You know what? I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do one more for the break of the low. We'll keep the other two on. So we'll protect you there. We'll cancel you. I'm going to keep the other two on for what I think could be structural down to that zero print and a retrace of half of yesterday. We'll see. Okay, YM's broken the low finally. NQ is on its way down. RTY is certainly pulled back from the high. Then get paid on this eventually. Thank you. Right, so there's our B2A. Not quite. But look, this is going to be a wicked quick initial balance break. Yeah, B period has stopped within a tick. Got 5 seconds to go. The initial balance. Oh no, it's happened. So B broke the edge of A right at the close of the period. Now, are we going to break to the downside or to the upside? Let's have a look at the TPO. I think it's the downside. Yeah, I look at the weight which we've got. Yeah, 3 ticks of excess at the bottom. And what's in my head now, I want to see the break, but I quite like the fact that there is a zero print in yesterday's session here, which is the bottom of run of single prints. And on the whole day, that's around the midpoint of the whole day. So I'm going to do a sort of set and forget, maybe get out 40 just ahead of it. 40's been in play for a long time, and we'll see what occurs. Let's just get so we have a price rejection at the bottom. Let's be mindful of that. We know 85 was in play. Protected everything there. How are we doing? You know what? I'm going to get flat for now, bank something, but maybe looking for another entry to the downside, and that can be my bonus trade on the day. We'll see. So with that, we've come to the bottom of the hour. We got our A to overnight. We got our B to A eventually. Had to wait for it. And we've got some possibly interesting ideas for the rest of the day. And the initial balance is broken by not much. No, sorry, it hasn't broken yet. Yeah, we want to see more than 3 points on a break. But I think we're going south. That's my read at the moment. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up. And Jeff is no, I'm doing tomorrow. I'm doing all 3 sessions tomorrow. So I'll see you then. If you've got any questions, note them down. We can deal with them next week's Q&A. And I'll see you all in the pit. So thanks a lot and bye for now.